She walks in like a thunderstorm, cracks the sky her own reform. No need for sorry, no need for shame. She's got fire running through her veins, yeah. Every step a battle cry. Oh, yeah. Watch her rise, watch her fly. She's bold, she's beautiful. She's unapologetic, breaking rules magnetic. Ooh, she's beautiful. The world is hers to take. Unstoppable queen. She laughs loud in a quiet room. Turns the dark into bright blue.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Friday. Oops. Okay. She's still playing. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. How are y'all doing? Good morning, Cassandra. How are things in Chicago? Oops. I got to get my coffee, y'all. Now we got to wait for the camera to catch up. How are y'all doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It's midsummer. How are we doing? Are we staying hydrated? Are we going to cool, amazing places? This morning, wait, let's go. Are we live on Instagram? Yes, we are. Let's go over here to YouTube. Make sure everything's turned on over there. Let's see, we are. Okay, we are live. Good morning and happy Friday. I am. Today we're going to talk about things that are bringing us, little things that are bringing us joy. I say little luxuries. If it's bringing you joy, it's a luxury. But that's what we're going to talk about today. And our conversations always morph into something else. But that's what I want y'all to be thinking about. So yes, still rocking the Bantu knots. They are 9 days. Oh, I had to think about when I put them in. I put them in last Thursday. Okay, they're 8 days old. Just freshened up the edges with some edge gel. I only had to retwist 2, and those were the ones in the back. Sleeping is not difficult on it. If you watch the tutorial that went up on Monday or Tuesday, I talked about that. And the main thing is to have at least one center part in the back. But good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Beauty of Aging, our Friday morning chats with Angel. I am Angel, the founder of Maison 276 and creator of the award-winning 3-step system for silver, gray, and blonde hair, a healthy way to brighten, cleanse, and restore the natural brilliance of your hair. I was trying to get my name back up. It doesn't matter. A natural way, a healthy way to brighten, cleanse, and restore the natural brilliance of your silver, gray, or blonde hair without the use of purple dyes. Available at select Walmarts nationwide and also on the Maison 276 website and Amazon Prime. You can also visit the website to find the closest Walmart nearest you. And we gather here every Friday. Well, we gather here most Friday mornings, 10 o'clock Eastern. We talk about a lot of different topics, beauty, lifestyle, wellness, but they're all issues that are important to any woman over 50 any woman who's unapologetically growing bolder, because I have realized that there are a lot of youngsters in our community and we are here for it. Thank you so much. So, yes, still rocking the Bantu knots. One of the things I am loving for summer is heat freestyling. That is what I am loving. So I'm going to put this morning. Good morning. Hey, Miss Shay. Hey, yes, Christina. I'm still, they're still here. They are still here. This is the longest I've had them. They are, I mean, they got probably another good week to go at this point. So I am very, very pleased. It was well worth. And I didn't mention in the tutorial that the package of hair that I bought, I showed you how to detox them. But what I didn't mention is extremely affordable. Each pack was $6. Now, I will say, if you have salt and pepper hair, just a basic, very, not basic, but a typical salt and pepper mixture, 50-50, you're not going to have any problems finding braiding hair. If you lean more towards the salt, like I do, as you can see, the top half of my hair, I have two little salt and pepper streaks right here, but everything else is white. That's a little bit more of a challenge, but I did put the type of hair that I used in the link. So, and in fact, I talked about the fact that I had to pull all the silver hair out just to make sure that I could get all this white in the front. So anyway, but well worth it. Well worth the, between washing my hair with a 3-step system, I did a deep condition with my heated conditioning cap, and all of those tutorials are on the website. We have a playlist called Gray Hair 101. So that was about an hour. I let it semi air dry, but the installation took less than 2 hours. Now, if you've never done Bantu knots, yeah, it'll take you a while to get that first knot, but it's so worth it. Great investment. I am loving it. Good morning, Shauna. Hi, everyone. Chicago is filled with smoke from the Canadian wildfires. So yes, I didn't realize it had filtered all the way down to Chicago because it's also in New York. I was just talking to my daughter a couple of days ago, making sure she had masks when she had to go in to the office. So yeah, and if you do have to go out, definitely wear a mask. That is crazy. We had that a few years ago. I think it was during the California wildfires that smoke was migrating to the rest of the country. So yeah, you guys be careful. And if you do have to go out, mask, hydrate. When I say hydrate, I mean water. So be careful. If you're someone who normally works out outside, like a run, a walk, that's not the day to do it, y'all. That's not the day. So otherwise, good. So let me put today's topic in. I want to know, and it could be literally anything. I said summer luxuries that are bringing you joy. A luxury to me is anything that's making you happy. And these two $6 packs of braid hair are making me very, very happy. So I want to know what summer luxuries are bringing you joy. And by the way, when you guys share this information, I added to the show notes. Like a few weeks ago, if you guys remember, we somehow or another diverted to summer reading, and I put that list on the website. I'm sorry, in the show notes. And Team Replay was also adding their recommendations as well. And then I just remembered there's another book I need to put in that I'm I'm almost through now. It's called With Love from Harlem by Rashonda Tate. And she's a well-known author. Many of her books have been turned into movies. She's also from the Houston area, also a sorority sister. However, just had to put that out there. But she's an amazing author, and that is a great summer read. I took it with me I started when we went on our little staycation for the 4th of July, but really good. So I'm going to add that. And if you guys have more books, because another thing that's bringing me joy is getting ready for vacation. That little San Antonio weekend trip really got me amped up. Like the vacation was already planned, but now I'm like a kid marking days off the calendar. Oh, Sister Girl Chronicles. Oh, her vegetable garden is, yes, I love it. So do you have a container garden? Is it in the ground garden that you re-till every summer or every spring, I should say? So please share the deets. One of the things I had looked into, and if anybody has one of these or if they've tried it, those elevated garden beds. And so it prevents you from having to constantly bend over. So I am seriously thinking about one of those for next spring. But tell me what kind of garden bed you have. Okay, Shauna says what she's loving this summer is girls' night. Last night she attended a monthly happy hour. Yes, yes. And they've been keeping it going for a year. Oh, yes, that's awesome. You know what? And I was thinking of that. Like, that is one of those things, Shauna, that we just carving out time for our friends, whatever that might look like, whether it's couple friends, girlfriends, whatever, just carving that out and just really being disciplined about it. Because once it's the kind of thing where you have to do something. I can't remember how many times you have to do it before it becomes a habit. And so now it's just like it's a habit for y'all. And I love that. And I wish we would do more of that, especially as women. Like, we find so many things to fill our time. And oftentimes the things that what you're doing, that girls monthly happy hour, that winds up getting at the end of the list, right? Oh, when we find time, but y'all are finding time and carving it out on the front end. So I love that. That is a great idea. Good morning, Linda. Happy Friday, everyone. If you are just hopping on, welcome to our Friday morning Beauty of Aging coffee chats, Coffee with Angel. This morning, we are talking about summer luxuries that are bringing us joy. And when I say luxury, it's not an indication of how much it costs. It's an indication of how it makes you feel and the value that it's bringing to you. Shauna from the ATL has talked about her monthly happy hour with her girlfriends. They've been doing it for a year. I love that. I'm jotting that down. I need to put that on my list because there are some girlfriends in our vicinity. Well, not on it, but anyway, we need to do it. Sister Girl Chronicles is enjoying her vegetable gardening. So, and I asked her for more details on that. Okay, so she said she has 2 elevated bins. Okay, awesome. And you've been chronicling the progress on your YouTube channel. Is your YouTube channel is it the same as your Instagram hook? Let me know, because 1, I will add that to the show notes, and 2, I will follow you because, well, for next spring. I mean, I live on the Gulf Coast. There are some things you could still plant right now, but I definitely want to do that. Like, that's on my spring to-do list. And I'm thinking, because starting the gardening season is kind of we're coming towards the end of that. I'm thinking during the fall, I probably can get a good deal on it. It'll probably be on sale. So that's what I'm thinking. Oh, Miss Shakes, you love Rashonda's book. Yeah, she's good. And you know the thing, Miss Shay, I love, and we talked about this before, right? I love the physical book. Like, and I'm sure that has a lot to do with my age. I'm 66, and we're the generation, if you're an avid reader, you just love the book. But when you're traveling, it just takes up valuable space. So I just had to break down and download it. And so I'm going to be downloading several of the books you guys mentioned when we created our summer reading list a few weeks ago. And if you didn't watch that, you can be team replay for that. But yeah, putting it on the phone really helps when you're traveling because it saves that valuable luggage space, especially if you're trying to live the carry-on life. And that is what I'm committed to do. A week's vacation, the carry-on life. That's good morning, Yaya Roth. Hey, Nidella, Tiffany, how are y'all doing? Hi, just in time, me vet. Thank y'all for joining us. If you just hopped on, we're talking about summer luxuries that we're loving. So, Instagram family, drop your summer luxuries in the chat. Good morning, Thessia. So, I'm going to share. I mentioned that my my heat freestyling is something that I'm loving. And before I go on vacation, well, I've got a couple of trips planned and things I got to do before vacation, but I've got a new style that I'm working on that I've been researching, just looking at a lot of different people's way of doing the thing that I want in my head. And frankly, looking for the easiest way to do it. So looking forward to trying that out and sharing. And while I'm saying this is a summer hairdo, like you can wear this anytime you want. So another thing, oh, by the way, and in terms of maintenance for these, are any of your summer heat-free protective styles? Of course, you got to do the silk scarf at night. When necessary, tighten up those edges with a good edge gel. I use Edge Control Extreme because it's crystal clear, so the silver Reese's can use it and it doesn't flake. And then these little parts, because remember your scalp is exposed, and so you might tend to get dryness, just especially if you're out in the heat. So the Maison 276 Revive Serum, that is my every other day. In those parts, I just massage it in, and we're good to go. Other summer luxuries that I'm enjoying. And this does not end during summer, but it's my Dr. Teal's sleep spray. It's got melatonin in it, lavender, and chamomile. And I spray this. Now, it's a sleep spray, but I usually spray it around 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Obviously, I don't want to spray it right when I'm ready to go to bed because it'll be damp, right? And so I just spray this on the pillow area and the top of the comforter and sheets, like the parts that are being close to my face. Yes, it does make the room smell great, but I also just love the way it smells. So this is extremely affordable. It's under $10. I'm pretty sure. So I'll have that link too. So I am just loving it. And sometimes I'm starting to love fragrance again. It's not that I didn't like it. When I first started Maison 276, we had a line of body butters, and many of you, if you're OG customers, you remember the body butters. We are bringing them back. And so I was constantly experimenting with fragrance, creating custom fragrances. And so I actually didn't want to wear fragrance because I was immersed in it all the time, if that makes sense, even if it doesn't. And so I went long periods without wearing cologne or perfume. So I'm back, but I'm experimenting slowly but surely. And one of the things that the children anybody that's old enough to be my child, I call the young people. Y'all know what I mean. They are mixing fragrances, which was quite unheard of, I would say 20 years ago. And so I've started very small. And so this is a collection of Nest fragrances. And I bought these, they're roll-ons, so they're great for travel, lightweight, but very concentrated. I don't want to say potent because it's not overpowering. And so I've been mixing these three up and I am just loving it. And I'm easing back into fragrance moderately priced so I can sort of rediscover what I really, really love and then go into the more elevated, I guess, fragrance lines. But there are a lot of great affordable fragrances. So these two are from Zara. If you're ever in Zara, gander over to the fragrances. And the one, I got these in Soho. I feel like they have more than any other. I don't know why. But anyway, so this is Fashionably London. Love, love, love her. It's kind of masculine, but not too, if that makes sense. And this is my newest, it's Nude Bouquet. I'm not a floral person, but I like this. I'm not a roses, gardenia, like that's not my vibe. I have created those for other people, but Nude Bouquet, good. So that is what I'm loving. I'm loving experimenting with my moderately priced fragrances and just having a lot of fun mixing things up. I thank you to the young people, the millennials who came up with that idea. That is awesome. Okay, what other things? Okay. Good morning. Hi, Zaria. Good morning, Paulette from Chicago. Thank you, Annette. Thank you. You like the Bantu knots? There's a tutorial if you're interested, and you don't have to have long hair. If you have short hair, you can just I have braided hair intertwined with my own hair because I wanted them to be a little bit more substantial. So don't let the fact that you have short hair prevent you from trying Bantu knots. The method that I used in the tutorial, even if you have 1 or 2 inches, you can totally mix in some braiding hair to get you some Bantu knots. So thank you. Oh, Charlene says she has a bottle of the Dr. Teal's on her bedside. Yes. Good morning, Marcia. Good to see you this morning. If you're just hopping on, we're talking about summer luxuries that you are enjoying, that's bringing you joy. So share. Y'all know we're all about sharing. Share, and then I'm going to create a list when I do the show notes. Oops, no, that's not what I wanted to show this one. It's lavender, yes, lemongrass, frankincense, hotel rooms when I travel. Yes. Now, some hotel rooms smell good, some just are flat. But yes, that is a great idea, Sister Girl Chronicles. And just like spraying it on the top comforter, right? So that it just kind of, it's not, excuse me, just spraying it on that top comforter. And when you get in the shower, just a few, excuse me, y'all. When you get in the shower, just a few drops of lavender essential oil, like over in the corner where you're not going to be standing, because it is an oil. So you don't want the surface to become slippery, but just a few drops. And eucalyptus is great in the shower too. So thank you for mentioning that. Yes. Now, frankincense, I have created a men's fragrance and frankincense is one of the essential oils in that. And it's also very, very potent. A little goes a long way. And there are a lot of different websites that you can use to buy essential oils. There's a Crafters. I will put a link in the show notes for some of my favorite places to buy essential oils. But you could Whole Foods, at least the Whole Foods near my house, has a very wide range of essential oils in very small amounts. So if you're not like making products for people or anything like that, if it's just for you, Whole Foods, and my HEB also has some essential oils, but Whole Foods, I found they have much smaller vials and a wider selection. So you can really, really experiment with the ones that you like. Charlene says she's just loving trying new things and sitting out. Oh, I don't know what's wrong. I need more coffee. That's great, Charlene, sitting out in the morning and watching the sunrise. And that brings me back to my morning meditations that I started doing outside in the winter, actually, and that brisk air. I mean, again, of course, what's brisk on the Gulf Coast in winter is not Chicago. I in Boston, all about food. I know you're in Boston. So I know your winter mornings are not like mine, but maybe you can do that in the fall before it becomes really, snowy and icy. But there is something about that crisp morning air and the quietness and hearing the birds chirp. Sometimes it's so quiet I can hear the cars on the freeway, but even that ambient background noise is just very calming. So yes, Charlene, there is something about starting your morning with that quiet. And it doesn't mean that the rest of the day won't be stressful or whatever, but I do feel like that level sets you in a way that just waking up, going about your routine, you're getting your coffee, you're doing the things, you're checking the email. That level set has really, really my quality of life, I feel like on a day-to-day basis is really so much better. I can handle the stress of the day so much better. I think that's the best way to put it. Handling the stress of the day so much better. So if you have not infused that starting your day with intention, try it. And you might think, oh, I don't have the time. Just 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And what I found is what I started carving out as 10 to 15 minutes now has become 30. And guess what? Everything still gets done. So whether that means waking up a little bit earlier or whatever, it's been totally worth it. And I've also added 10 to 15 minutes of Tai Chi to that, to the end of the morning meditation. And that's been extremely helpful because I'm seated most of the day. I work from home. And so that extra stretching and then throwing in another maybe 20-30 minute session midday, maybe right before I eat lunch or whatever, has really, really helped with. I'm not as stiff in the morning as I used to be, not nearly as stiff. So that Tai Chi, whew, I'm forever grateful to the Beauty of Aging community for that. Oh, everybody's chiming in on those sunsets. Yeah, the sunrise. Yes. Yeah, Shauna, that's exactly. So glad to. And so you, if you guys aren't doing that, and we're not all saying you have to get up at sunrise, but what we are saying is when you start your day with peaceful intentions, whether it's gratitude, your morning prayers, breath work. I shared with y'all Insight Timer, which there is a free version of the app that I use in the morning and at night. And I'll put that link down in the description. Even the free version, I love. If you don't know where to start, that's a good place to kind of help you. Whether it's, they have everything from 5 minute meditations to 30, whether it's breath work, gratitude, prayers, whatever. Yes. Sister Girl Chronicle says the sunrise in Chicago over Lake Michigan. I bet it is. Sunrise and water and that reflection. Yes, yes. Oh, on the hotel, she said you can get a travel size diffuser. Oh, that's a great idea. Travel size humidifiers. Well, I never thought about that, but the travel size diffuser, because now you can get one that's electric. They don't want you with candles in the hotel room for good reason. And in fact, I just bought an electric diffuser a few weeks ago. I used to get the tea lights and put under my old one, but then I thought, well, now and when I was actually in the store buying more tea lights, the electric diffusers were right next to it. And I was just like, no, you're done with the tea lights. Just get the electric diffuser. Great, great. Yes. And yeah, sunsets as well. Sunsets as well. You'll notice it more. I am looking, and I think that's why I love beach vacations so much, Shauna, is because that sunrise and that sunset on the water, there's nothing like it. And if you don't live near a body of water, which I don't, it is truly spectacular. It is truly spectacular. Just checking over on Instagram. If you guys just joined us, good morning, Wholesome Life. We are talking about summer luxuries that are bringing you joy. And luxury is not measured by how much it costs, it's measured by how it makes you feel. What about a cruise? What about a cruise? So Shauna was talking about where is it? Oh, when you're on a cruise. That's Shauna mentioned that. Yeah. I am not going on a cruise, but I will be by water on my vacation. I will be by water. I just love it. Naps. You know what, Shauna? People who are nappers say napping is well, one, if you have the flexibility to take a nap, yes, that is a luxury. And I am not a napper. My two kids, I mean, they're adults now, and my husband, they are nappers. That childhood nap thing, that I was diligent. Like I was army sergeant about their nap. You don't have to go to sleep, but you do have to go in your room and lay down. Now, what you do when you put your head on that pillow, that's between you and the pillow, but it's nap time. They have carried that into adulthood in the best way. I now I don't mind stopping and just kind of resetting. I can do that, but I've not ever been a good napper. But for y'all that do the nap thing, more power to you. And I had a sleep therapist told me like there is a time period, like you can sleep too long and then it's draining. Like there's a sweet spot. And I think she said it's like 20 to 30 minutes. So if y'all nappers, let me know if that's right. She said that's the sweet spot. Anything less and it doesn't help, it agitates you more. And she said anything more and you wake up drained. And that's how I feel when I take naps. And I think maybe that might be what's wrong. So all of you nappers, let me know what's your sweet spot for napping. Christina says she's enjoying watching the sunset and outshine fruit popsicles. Oh, yeah. Oh, the popsicles. They're adult popsicles now. Anybody tried those? And if you have, do you have a favorite brand? And they look just like the ones that we used to have when we were kids, and that I also bought for our kids that you break off the long ones. So let me know if y'all have a favorite adult popsicle. I tried one and it didn't taste great. But if y'all have one that you like, share the deets. Share the deets. Ooh, Paulette's leaving for a Southern Caribbean cruise. I That sounds so spectacular. One of my best friends right now is on her annual birthday trip and she's on a cruise. And I was looking at her pictures on Facebook and I was just like, counting down the days. Not going on a cruise, but I am counting down the days. A walk in the early sun. Everybody's loving these mornings. Yes, it's the quiet. I think it's just the peace and quiet. And evening walks are great too, but they're not the same as that morning time. They really, really aren't. They're not the same at all. The childhood nap. I know that's right, Paulette. Not just the childhood nap, bedtime, the schedule. I tell young parents all the time, the schedule is for you. These little children with all that energy, they'll be bouncing off the walls till midnight. No, 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 no. The bedtime is for you. The nap is for you. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Sister Girl Chronicle says a 30-minute nap is enough. That's enough. Y'all, sometimes these lights don't bother me, and sometimes they do. If you know, you know. Unapologetically. A 30-minute nap. Okay, so what is this? Outshine pineapple and mango popsicles are addictive. Okay, outshine. Is that just fruit? Is that an adult beverage? Y'all know I'm from New Orleans. I'm just trying to be. I just want to know. I'm not saying it has to be an adult, but I mentioned that. So is that just like a healthy snack? Is that a healthy way to get some fruit? Asking for a friend, some friends. Wholesome Life on Instagram said, "Oh my goodness, nap time is one of my favorite things to do. It rejuvenates her soul." When then, honey, that is a luxury you cannot do without. And that's what we're talking about here. Oh, thank you. The orange. Thank you. So I have been wearing more orange or looking to wear more orange over the last, I would say, couple of years. You know, I used to think, oh my God, it's just so bright. And then I realized, like, oh, it actually as is not as bright as I in my head as I thought, it would be. It really it complements my skin, or my skin complements the orange. So I thank you very much. Thank you for that confirmation. Not all oranges are created equal, just like reds. Not all reds are created equal, but do like this. I do like this one. Which brings me to another thing I'm loving in the summer that I'm experimenting more with is neutral lipsticks, browns, not the dark. Now I will trim it with line it with something dark. I think I've coffee cupped all of this off, but I am loving the neutral lips as well, and the 10-minute face. The 10-minute face, because it's too hot, y'all. It's it's alcohol free. Outshine fruit popsicles are okay. Okay, and Paulette says she likes the strawberry ones. Okay, I will Google that. Summer fruit are luxury. You know what? The cherries. OMG. Yes. Oh my gosh. They're so they're I think they're mad expensive. The cherries are crazy. Yeah. But I love them. I love them too. And the mangoes. Mangoes not so much. Now maybe because I'm in terms of expensive, maybe because I'm in Texas, close to Mexico, close to California, not close to California, but I look at the label. Most of them come from either Mexico or South America. So I don't think they're overly expensive, but those cherries, Those Washington cherries, whew, they must be flying down here first class, but they're so good. And this is really the only time of year that I buy them. Yes, the cherries are so good, so good. Now, one thing I really miss eating during the summer, I hardly ever see them in the stores. And when I do, they are obscenely expensive, and I do not know why. And those are figs. So when I was growing up in New Orleans, there was a fig tree on every block. Like somebody had a fig tree in their backyard. Like it was not even like I don't nobody would even go to the store to buy figs because somebody there was always a fig tree somewhere where I lived, and I didn't live in that one. That house there. Yeah, three houses. Somebody always had a fig tree. Um, and so I one surprised because Houston has the same climate more or less as New Orleans, and I've been surprised that people don't have fig trees just as a matter of just having them, and that when you see them in the store, when you do see them in the store, they're just like $10 a pound. It's like for 8 figs, like that's crazy talk. But I love them, but you just do not see them. And I actually, a few years ago, maybe like 5 years ago, this was before the pandemic, bought a fig tree. I was just like, I'm just going to grow my own figs. And then we had that severe freeze. Remember the freeze that froze all of Texas, and it killed it. And so I need to buy another one. But anyway, I got on a tangent. I love the figs. But yes, mangoes are awesome. I love mangoes are awesome. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. These are great. And the thing is, like, the whole point, luxuries, it's not about how much they cost. So, how are we doing on vacation? Are y'all, I am, I see a lot of cruises. So it sounds like we got a lot of people loving the water, loving the water. I'm looking forward to it. I need to buy some swimsuits. I have some, but I realize like, you know how it's just, they're all stretched out. Like the stretch, the wraps around the necks. I really like two pieces. Because I'm short. I feel like one piece is just kind of like, I don't know. I just like two pieces. I like the, skirted bottoms. I like those a lot. High waist because I don't have a waist. High thigh cut. I like those, but I really love the skirted bottoms. And so just been scrolling. Got a couple of things in my baskets. I got a little bit more shopping, internet shopping, window net shopping to do before I pull the trigger. I'm good on cover ups, but I definitely need some swimsuits. So any if you guys have found, I've kind of basically just been doing Amazon, but if you guys have found some good swimsuits, let me know in the chat. I still got a little bit of time. Oh, different kinds of mangoes in the Caribbean. So I have seen the dragon fruit in the store, but I haven't bought it because I don't really like what does it taste like? Because they're quite expensive here in our stores. But I have seen them. They're very pretty, but like, is it like I don't know how to eat it. Like I like star fruit, I like star fruit. They have a tartness that I like. But tell me about the dragon fruit. And here, all of our mangoes look the same. We only get one kind of mango. Shauna says her husband grew up in Miami. Yeah, mango trees everywhere. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, that's terrible. I'm sure the grocery stores loved it, but that's terrible. So his experience with mangoes is like my experience with figs. Like you wouldn't think dream of going to the store to buy a fig. Yeah. Con- oh, I love concocting mocktails and cocktails. I love, love, love concoct. So, Sister Girl Chronicles, if you have I'm sure you have some herbs in your garden. Try basil, rosemary. Those are my two favorite herbs. Herbs or herbs, whichever you prefer, to make cocktails with. And same would apply to mocktails. I just love the basil. And if you have some lavender, I had a lavender, and anything that you can make as a cocktail, you can make as a mocktail. So you can just Google search recipes for herbs, cocktails with herbs, and you can make a non-alcoholic version of that. Lavender is also, you have to do it in small, like you got to get it right. But I love experimenting with fruit and herbs to make drinks, whether it's a mocktail, a cocktail, a punch, a light, refreshing type of sangria type. And you can make a mocktail type of sangria. Love that. Love that. Absolutely. Such fun. And so you just like muddle it to get the essence of it and then strain it out. Chef's kiss. Even in some sparkling water or club soda. Absolutely. Absolutely. So what let's see. How are let's see, share. Time to share some um vacation tips. It's summer. So are we team carry on? I am I I'm desperately working to be team carry on. And the only struggle I'm going to have, but I'm going to make it work, is I don't run as much as I used to. That used to be my primary source of exercise. And now it's more like just a treat that I give myself. And my primary cardio, I should say, is the Peloton. And then I got the rebounder. But um, I love a beach run. And so running shoes, they take up a lot of space in the suitcase, in the carry-on. So I'm going to be experimenting. I have my packing cubes. They help a lot by condensing your stuff, but I am committed to being team carry on this vacation, even with the running shoes. Because what I have found is even going on beach vacations, I wind up bringing more clothes than I need. And so not doing it. Bye. Have a great weekend, Charlene. Team carry on. Grab and go. Yes. Yes. I take classes where we make body and face. Oh, yeah, yeah. So you get some distilled water, some rose water, and just infuse that lavender. That's awesome. I bet there are some There are YouTube tutorials for literally everything, good and bad. But thank you for sharing. That's awesome for the summertime. There is a Mario Badescu. If you've seen any of my skincare vlogs, there's a Mario Badescu rose water mist. Oh my gosh, that I love. But sounds like you have found the DIY version of that. And who doesn't love a great DIY project? I do. That's what these Bantu knots are. And my next protective style also going to be. Um, so that is great. That is great. And rose water, you can actually buy rose water on Amazon, and then infuse that with some lavender. Ooh, that sounds so good. And then having that in your purse, especially if y'all live, it doesn't matter where you live, but having that in your purse in the summer and you just spritz that is so refreshing. It's hard to explain, but you got to do it. Packing tubes are the best. Wear your biggest shoes on the plane, whether it's boots or sneakers. Now, in the winter, I do wear my equestrian boots on the plane. I do, especially when especially when I'm going to New York. Now, I do have no. Sometimes it depends on what I'm going to New York for, because I do have some stiletto boots that do go in the luggage. But that is a great hack. I'm going to be honest with you, Shauna. I'm not going to wear the tennis on the plane. But if you do wear the running, like I'm not going to wear the running shoes. I do have some cute tennis that I wear sometimes when I'm traveling, but they're not athletic shoes. But that is still a great tip. It is still a great tip. But the packing cubes for sure. Um, the packing cubes for sure. So if you guys, and even if you're team replay, if you have found some great swimsuits, particularly, this is one thing I really like, but I haven't seen it very much recently, is where you can buy the tops and bottoms separately. I don't know if they stopped doing that or not. I mean, it's not, that's my preference, but I don't want to spend $200 on a swimsuit. I'm not doing that. But anyway, so if you guys have some summer tips or swimsuit favorites that you have, please share that. So finally, I wanted to give y'all an update on the whole 15 pounds of menopause weight that I regained over the past year. Y'all, it's going slow. I am doing all the things. Meaning, and I don't want to say that I am dieting because I don't like that word, but I am actually uh, using a app to that serves as my food diary, mostly not so much from a caloric perspective, but just trying to make sure that I'm getting in the protein that I need, because that was one of the things I realized I needed to change in my diet, or in my nutrition profile, is getting more protein. That really is the biggest thing. And I am watching the calorie intake, but not like because I thought I was eating too much, because I wasn't. And so losing the weight at in my mid 50s, completely different from losing it in my mid 60s. So um I will be down 4 pounds, and then a week later it'll be like up 2 pounds. Like, what is going on? And nothing would have changed. So all I'm saying is that it's slower than I expected, but I do feel a little bit like I've lost an inch on my waist. That's a big deal. I attribute that, I think, to the Tai Chi, and maybe it's just all of it. But, you know, I'm still being diligent, not discouraged, but just to say, if you are in that season, this season, where your body is changing again, don't be discouraged. Keep doing all the things that you know you should be doing, because ultimately it's about health. I don't get on the scale often, at a maximum once a week, because I'm not trying to have the scale depress me. I'm just not. But I'm just being more cognizant of getting my protein in. The other main thing that I'm doing is desperately trying to have finished dinner by 7 or 7:30. I have been notoriously bad for having late dinners, because it doesn't really impact, like, I don't get indigestion, or I don't have trouble sleeping or whatever. It didn't bother me, but I am working very, very hard at being done with dinner. So that means I have to push up my workout, because normally I'm an at the end of the day workout person. So I've kind of had to shift all of that, like push it up 90 minutes. So instead of working out at 6, trying to work out at 4:30, so that I can be finished, done, and at least start eating dinner at 7. So I'll keep you guys posted. Just wanted to let you know. But and to let you know to not be discouraged if you are struggling with the same thing. Just know that our bodies are constantly changing, and what worked at 30 might not work at 40. What worked at 40 might not work at 50, and what worked for me in my mid 50s to get the menopause weight off. I'm not going to say it's not working, it's just slower than I would like it to be. That's that. She said, sometimes you got to look fab on the plane. Sometimes cute wins over practical. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So Christina has a question. Yes. Okay. Christina wants to know, can you use Maison 276 hair products if your hair isn't predominantly silver or gray? You love the oil and you use it. You have the number 8 Botaniques. You use that on your face and hair, right? The Revive serum is specifically for the hair and scalp. So 100% yes. And in fact, one of the things I always say is that first of all, the amount of silver or gray that you get is completely hereditary. Most people won't get this much white hair, and some people don't get very much silver or gray hair at all. And if all you got to do is like look at your parents, your grandparents, and to get a sense for what you'll have. And it's purely hereditary. However, as we age, all of our hair goes through the same types of changes, right? So, meaning it becomes drier, it may become coarser, the texture may change, it may thin. Like that's just a function of aging. That's independent of how much silver or gray you have. So, yes, you can still use the entire 3-step system, even if you just have a few, even if you're just slightly salt and pepper, because what you will see is those silvers will become, once you remove that dullness and discoloration that you may not even know is there because you still have a lot of black hair, but then those silvers will just start to pop and become even more highlighted. So you won't get more silver or gray. It'll just be more vibrant, and just sparkly. And your hair will just take on a whole new shine. So yes, you can. The other question is if you color your silver or gray. I always say, I'm not the silver police. If you want to color your hair, sis, do you. But you still have gray hair. And so you still have to treat that hair and care for it and give it what it needs, because it's different than the hair you had when you were 30 or 40. And so if you color your gray, then you don't need step 1. You don't need the brightener, but you still should use step 2 and 3, and then also the Revive serum, because you still want to give your hair the nutrients, that extra conditioning and moisturizing that matured hair just simply needs. And most women will start to notice those differences usually around your 40s, because that's typically when your body starts to change. You start going through perimenopause, and how long you stay in perimenopause really varies. That's also really based on, genetics, it's hereditary. Like when your mom went through perimenopause and menopause is likely when you will experience it too. So the answer is yes, yes, and yes. And in fact, we're going to start bundling, just like we sell the trio together. We're going to start bundling the shampoo and the conditioner together, specifically for women who maybe have mature hair, but just don't have any silver or gray, because that's just not in their genetic profile, but their hair is still undergoing those changes. And for women who are coloring their hair. So we're starting to bundle that. You can see that on Amazon. We definitely have that bundle on Amazon. So that's a great question. Thank you so much for asking. Miss Shay says she's carry on all the way, converted about 10 years ago. Oh, I know I had an unfortunate experience too. Oh my gosh. damaged, and then the other bag didn't make it. Yeah, I've had yeah, I went to New York and my bag went to Portland, and I had a meeting at 11 o'clock a.m. and I arrived in New York midnight the night before, and I was standing at the door of Zara when the door opened. And I am so grateful to those salespeople. I explained to her, actually, I wasn't talking to a salesperson. It happened to be somebody from corporate, but she didn't. She just said, "Can I help you?" And I was just like, "Yes, I am desperate. I need a whole outfit." And she got me. I still have those boots. I love all of the things. I still have them. And yeah, so forever grateful to that Zara employee. I think it was the Zara on Fifth Avenue. But anyway, wound up, I wanted to leave her, tell her manager what an awesome job she was. And the people were like, "Oh, she's from corporate." I was like, "I don't care where she's from. Just thank her. She saved my life because I had no clothes to wear to my meeting." So, yes, that's when I became Team Carry On. Or at the very least, if it's a long trip and I really, really need pack to check a bag, Carry On is what I need for the next day or the first meeting or the first thing. Like, I'm not going to be caught again. Absolutely. So Paulette, on the carbs, I actually am the app that I'm using to like for my food diary. I didn't eat a lot of carbs. That's like I had already shaved that back. But I am being more aware of the meatless proteins that I eat, like beans, that also are heavy carbs. So I'm being aware of that. And I have actually contemplated doing keto for a brief period of time to kind of jumpstart or accelerate the point that I'm trying to get back to. So yeah, it's just like, carry on to, yeah. Yeah, I bet they do recommend it. But what's interesting is that then it's like everybody's got carry on and they're like, "Oh, we're about to run out of overhead bin." Like, hey, y'all told us to bring carry on. That's not our problem. That's not our problem. Or I'll let you take it only if it's going to be waiting for me when I get off the plane. Like, if I got to go all the way down the luggage carousel and get it, no. Absolutely. Okay, guys. Well, this has been great advice. Thank you so much for the tips. I'm going to be dropping that in the show notes. If you're team replay, thank you so much for joining. And remember, I'm always in the DMs. So your comments, your recommendations, they'll be added to the show notes as well. You guys have an amazing, amazing weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you guys in a few weeks for Coffee with Angel. Take care. Have a great vacation. If you're going on vacation, enjoy the weekend. Enjoy your morning sunrises. And you're starting your day with intention. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye, y'all. An audio book. That's a book? Is that what you're saying? That's an audio book? Let me know because I'll add that to our summer reading list and maybe my vacation reading list, all the downloads. Because I'm saving that space. Great. I'm adding it to the list.